This is Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation. Steve Copeland from the Couch Conversation Show. I just want to say I love y'all. I'm trying my best to stay drama free. I do not feel like it. I do not feel like the he said, she said, they said, whatever said. I'm not trying to go there. Um, I feel good inside, right? I'm talking about in my spirit. And this is the result of y'all praying for me. Y'all know I was wilding out. And y'all know where my heart is at when it comes to our people and doing for our people. Y'all know me. So I was wilding out, a little rough here and there, and because I'm serious. I love Baltimore City. And I would love to see us move in another direction. We're known as what, number one or number two, one of the worst cities to go to. But we can turn that around. Now, I want to tell Bishop Arnetta Harris, thank you. I want to, her husband, Deacon Bernard Harris, thank you. Man, we starting to do some amazing stuff in the Park Heights area. That's our goal. Bishop grew up in that area, so she came back, to try to help change the area around. Y'all know me. I get donations from businesses, and when I get donations, I give them back out to our homeless and less fortunate people, those who need it the most. I know a lot of you might not like the way I used to carry it. I ain't even worried about that. That's your stuff. You want to hold on to that, that's your stuff. All right? That's your stuff. You can hold on to it. Let me live in your head rent free. Because guess what? I'm going to keep moving on. Keep doing what I believe God laid on my heart. I was listening to Fred Hammond riding over, right? And I'm back where I can now play like my gospel music, feed my spirit, kind of stay in the word, keep it on my mind, looking at God, looking at the things that I read in scripture about how Jesus embraced people, how Jesus got people to help each other. So some people think Jesus wasn't real. And if that's what your religions teach you, and I'm not trying to go into no religious teaching or nothing like that, right? That's fine. Because my relationship is spiritual. It's not based on a particular religion like Baptist or Catholic or Jewish. My relationship is spiritual in nature. So when I'm out there and I do what I do, because I embrace like the less fortunate, I just get a vision of Christ. And be honest with y'all, whether he was black or white, it doesn't matter. I'm going to be honest with you. It doesn't matter because I'm looking at the character. I'm looking at the personality, being kind, loving, caring, thoughtful. That's what I look at. That's what I look at when it comes to looking at Christ. So I don't try to get all technical like some people, like he was black and he was this and he was that. I don't do it because a lot of people is into the history and the knowledge of a lot of stuff that took place during that time. The artifacts and all that. I ain't impressed with that. What I want or what I try to do for a person that used to do drugs and alcohol and sold drugs and stuff like that, wanted to be one of the biggest dealers and drug dealers in Baltimore City, it didn't work. For somebody that, life was hidden in only two directions. Either I was going to kill somebody and spend the rest of my life in jail, or somebody was going to end up killing me. So I had to make a decision to come out of that lifestyle. And now when I'm out, I'm free. I'm not trapped. I'm not like some people who try to tell y'all the white man is oppressing you and stuff like that, right? Because I was always taught that a man causes his own condition. So if you the one that caused this problem in your life, you the one that need to correct those. You can't blame it on the outside people. And maybe some things do happen in a sense, but you can't blame it on outside people because you your own person. So in the process of saying that, right, when God turned my life around, I just used my experience to help others to move forward in life. It's my experience. You can't take that. I'm the one that went through that to get where I'm at today. So I understand when we read little statements like in the Bible, like, once I was blind, but now I see. I was blind to this new way of life. But after God turned my life around, now I'm open. So my goal when I look back at it, oh my God, I lived that. I done that. So I know how to go back and grab the ones that wants to come up out of it. And I was sharing this today with Bishop and her husband and them. Um, the good part about it, when you live through certain things and you have the chance to work out of it, you have to share that working process. I don't never tell nobody, oh, just leave it alone. Leave it alone. It ain't good for you, blah, 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 blah. Because I know some stuff you need somebody to help you walk out of it. I'm telling you. You need somebody to take you by the hand and guide you. And sometimes that's where I come in at with people. You know, I love that statement when they say that we can lead the horse to water, but you can't make him drink. I said, we can lead the horse to water, and I will show that horse how to drink. Because sometimes you need to guide people. This is new. This lifestyle I'm living now is new. Now, I always live by morals, values, and principles. But the other way, being a liar, a manipulator, a thief, a con artist, and all of that, that was the life. That was the life. It was like the norm. But once God turned my life around, I'm like, oh my God. And I was telling Deacon today, right? I didn't realize on a daily basis, I was putting stuff in my body that I didn't know really what it was. But back then it was dope and cane. That was dope and cane back during my days. That was dope and cane. You know what I mean? That was dope and cane. Because you could cut it and all that. It was dope and cane, stuff like that, right? So I'm just saying the chemicals, putting this stuff in your body on a daily basis. I didn't realize I was slowly trying to commit suicide. I didn't realize it. And not only that, I was selling that poison back to the community. As much as I said I love my people and blah, 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 but when I'm living that lifestyle and you're selling it back to your people, you are killing them. No matter how that money might look, you are killing your own people, selling them that poison. Today it's poison. Fentanyl and opioid is poison. They trying to get a bill passed for safe consumption sites, so that when if your drugs is laced with fentanyl, because y'all putting the fentanyl in the dope and the cane and I think the weed. Now, mind you, I'm going on 29 years clean, so I don't know a lot of the new stuff. I don't know a lot of new stuff. Work with me, work with me. But anyway, you putting the fentanyl and the opioid in it, and it's a poison because it's killing your people. But you fattening up your pockets. So anyway, what I was trying to say with that, they came out with a bill for safe consumption sites where people can go and actually use. And if it's laced with fentanyl to take them out, it would be a team there to bring them back. Because a lot of people is dying off of the opioid and the fentanyl. If we have 300 murders per year in Baltimore City, that's just from homicide, right? That's in Baltimore City. Now, they don't tell you how many people have died off the fentanyl and the opioid. It's like twice or three times as many a year. They talked about it once before, but we tried to get this bill passed for safe consumption sites where it'd be a doctor and a staff there. If your drugs is laced with fentanyl, they can bring you back. If you want to get the help, like go into recovery and stuff like that, detox, recovery, transitional housing and all of that, their whole goal is to help you go through that process and save your life. And the reason why I'm saying that, because this time I got over 20 something years clean. And dealing with the NA program, we deal with total abstinence from any mind, mood altering chemicals. So I said no, no, because to me it was like it was giving them an excuse to use. But then I realized they was talking about saving lives. So I told my director at the time, I said, I'll help y'all get that bill passed for the safe consumption sites. And I started mainly on Pennsylvania North. I started talking with people to let them know that we looking at making safe consumption sites so they can go and get high. I wasn't for it, but they can go and get high. And if their drugs is laced with fentanyl, it won't kill them. We'll bring them back. And we got that bill to Congress, and Congress rejected it. And I said, they just want people to die. So I'm looking at people who buying drugs. They just want to get high. They not trying to die. Understand that. They not trying to die. They just trying to get high. But my thing is, I love to sit down and talk with people. I sponsored a lot of men and women. So I took them inside to deal with those issues that they've been running away from since childhood. You gotta face whatever it is. You gotta leave it alone. You leave it alone. You gotta look inside of yourself to find out why did I reach out for the drugs and the alcohol. And not just that, I will abuse sex. I will abuse food. I will abuse because of that addicted personality. I had to start learning how to practice like saying no. It's okay to say no. What? You can say no. It's okay to say no. It's okay to understand that if I don't go pick it up, it won't get in me. I won't get high. I had to change people, places, and things. As much as I love my family, I got high with my family. So I had to distance myself. My friends, best friends, used to feed me a lot of alcohol. I had to distance myself because it was about me. I had to stop going to bars and places and stuff like that where, it would entice me to want to join the high crowd. Now, mind you, I ain't know all this till I got clean. And when I got clean and started looking on the other side, people who was already clean was actually showing me how to live a better way of life. And what they told me in that process, Steve, you got to change the way you think. You got to get rid of that old way of thinking. So I had to start learning some new stuff, like being honest and open-minded and willing. Then I started understanding truth, faith, and trust. And I'm talking about feeling this stuff inside of me. I'm starting to feel good about me now. Life's starting to change. I never was a bum, but I'm gonna use that word. I'm not that bum that I used to be. That lying, manipulating, no good dude. I'm a loving, caring dude, which I always been. I'm a crybaby, which I always been. So sometimes I get in my feelings and emotions. I was told men don't cry. That's a freaking lie. This one do. And I feel better when I do. Mainly if I'm frustrated and I wild out, I feel so much better afterwards. And the good part about it, I ain't hurt nobody. I was able to go through whatever I was feeling without hurting somebody, without sexing my way through it, without eating my way through it, shopping my way through it. I had to learn to practice some discipline, some self-control. And with that, I try to help other men. I'm a father. I did foster care in this process. I did mentoring in this process because I know how it feels to have that black male not there. 59 years old. I can't even tell y'all if my father was living or not. I can't even tell you if I had brothers and sisters, out there. I don't know. I went looking for them a couple of times and ran into the wall. But what I try to do with mine, I try to be a better man or father in my kids' life than what my father ever was for me. And that's what I use to be a good man, be a responsible man, be a productive man. I never want my kids to feel that pain that I felt of not having their father in their life. And I'm talking to some of you men. It hurts, and y'all know it. So when you got kids out there that's running around and acting, crazy or wild or whatever, go grab them, embrace them. If your life turned around, look, if your life didn't even turn around, the point is just show them some love. If it's no more than a couple of minutes or whatever, grab them and tell them you love them. You never want them to go down the path that you had went down. See, my kids came after I got clean. My 32-year-old, when I got clean, she was going on 4. So she never seen daddy do none of that. My younger 2, they never seen it. So I'll talk a little bit about it because I don't never want them to think that drugs and alcohol is the way to go in life, or pills or whatever, you know what I mean? I don't want them to think that. Then I started realizing it's not as much as what I say to my kids. I have to be a living example for my kids because they watch what I do. They watch their father. So if I do stupid stuff outside, they might not see the stupid stuff outside. But when I'm around them, I have to be that productive male. Then later I have to learn how to leave that stupid stuff alone too. Because I don't never want my kids to kind of like suffer or go through some of the stuff that I went through. And I know everybody have their own life to live. I understand all that. But I thank God when it came to my family, I was the one that broke the mold of us getting high the way we used to. I have a brother and I have a sister that's in the recovery process. My sister do what she do, that's fine. But, that's my sister and I love her. When she ready to get the help, she know what to do. And she definitely know, because she'll get the help, then she might stay straight for like a year or 2. And then she go back. I don't question it. I was getting ready to say why, I don't know. But I'm not going to question it. But anyway, I just wanted to come on a little bit, y'all. I'm just looking at the people that God has put in my life now. And their vision is so much like mine. And I was talking to somebody today, because a lot of people can't understand what it's like to maybe have something and have lost everything. A lot of people don't understand the life of the encampment people. That's a whole different world within itself. Because a lot of them so used to sleeping out on the streets, sleeping in the woods, sleeping in tents, don't have to pay no bills. They eat when they can, they beg a lot, and some of them are okay with that lifestyle. And I'm talking with them, and I'm gonna share a little bit about the guys that was in the hotel. One guy, his room was nice and neat, clean, shoes lined up right. He stayed away for about a week. So you can't do that when you're in the program. But I happened to look in his room, and it was nice, neat, and clean. But he ended up getting put out the program because he'd been getting high, not following the rules. So another person told me that they shot dope. They shot dope. Two of them told me they shot dope. So basically, they got themselves put out. Now, I'm like, where you gonna go? Because they trying to get them into the next level so they won't be out on the streets. Get them into programs where they be keeping them in and all that type of stuff, right? Because the program I was working with, you're more independent. They let you go and do what you do, what you do. But, it's to help you turn your life around. So I'm asking the guy, I said, well, where you gonna go? He said, to the Band of Many. I was like, wow. You were in a hotel room, king size bed, a little living room area, a shower. It's like your own little apartment. But you rather be out in the streets. And he all right with that. And I'm just saying it, right? Because I realize some of the encampment people, the homeless and the less fortunate, they're okay. Some, not all now, they're okay with not having anything, not being productive, but they in their own world, their own space. And I'm like, wow, this is a total different atmosphere or world of people. And like I said, you do have some that wants to come out of that type of situation that just fell on hard time. And you got some that really don't care for the help. They might go in for a little bit, but eventually they'll go back to what they know. And a lot of that I learned in the process because they have lost a lot of faith and trust in people. People that lie to them so much, so they take whatever stuff we might try to help them with or do for granted. It's like you just like the rest of them, y'all not serious. So it's times I have to tell people, look, don't put me in that place with everybody else because I try not to tell you I'm gonna do something and can't do it. If I say I'm gonna do something and I see it's coming to that point I can't do it, I will let you know way ahead of time. So at least you can try to get somebody else to do whatever you need to get done. But dealing with strengthening the community, my whole goal is to continue getting like donations. And I give the donations back to the people that need it. I got a friend that helped people who move in housing. He helped them with furniture and stuff. So I want us to connect more because my goal is to help people get into housing. And he does the furniture, but to make sure we can kind of work with each other. To make sure whoever that's moving into a place, we can help them furnish that place. That's where I'm at with a lot of stuff, y'all. So if y'all see me put up my little cash app, I need a little help with this, I need a little help with that. I'm not trying to rob, I'm not trying to take from nobody. I need some help with that. Like the lift gate on the truck, I would like to get it fixed. So that way, when we run across something that's 500 or 600 pounds, need to come up off the ground, we can put it on the lift gate. So I'm gonna just say this, I love y'all. I'm gonna see how my stream working, and I hope it's not playing with my voice again like it did before. But yeah, I'm gonna check it out. Let me see how long I've been here. Almost a half an hour. Say 24, almost 25 minutes. 25 minutes now. So if the video is nice and clear for y'all, and if you want to share this video, my phone number is 443-473-2518. 443-473-2518. And basically what I try to do, if you call me and you say you need some help, I'll talk to you a little bit, see where you at, what's going on, and see what direction to point you into as far as with counseling, with housing, because you have a lot of people that have programs now, mental health program. So in order for you to come into the program, because they're going to put you into the housing, you had to be part of the mental health program. And my thing is, if you're serious about that, 443-473-2518. And that's what strengthening the community is all about. It's helping our homeless and our less fortunate individuals and families. I know enough people that we can provide a complete and full wrap around service in helping to turn your life around. We got people now that's doing housing, and that's one goal I'm looking at too, for low to moderate income people. We know a lot of people can't afford the $200,000-$300,000 houses. We know that. So we trying to work with houses that might run you somewhere like 100,000. Get your credit score up, so your interest rates will be low. But all of that takes you getting into the program. Rather, it's with strengthening the community. You reach out to me. I might reach out to Marlo if you're a man that's just coming home and you need a room. Re-entry program. That's what Marlo do. Then we got Claudia. Claudia do families, women and children, men and families. I myself do women, children, men and family. If you call me, I will guide you to the people right now, because this is our whole goal of doing entry houses, re-entry houses, right? Or houses, transitional housing, to walk you through the process. So it's almost a half an hour. And I have done a lot of work. And what I mean by doing a lot of work is walking around, talking to people, finding out who's doing this, who's doing that. So that way when people call, I can guide you in the right direction to get the help that you need. Whether it's further your education, trade school, all of that. All of that. So I love y'all, and I'm getting ready to get off. And I hope my live turned out pretty nice. 443-473-2518. That is the business phone that I use for strengthen the community. I love y'all, and I'm out.